So back in 2017, when I just turned 18, I just left school, just finished my A-levels, and I was hungry, ready, raring to go trading wise. I started with a small £500 account. And I was so self-motivated, I was ready. Had these high expectations, which I'm sure a lot of you will have. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna take 3 years to learn this skill, master this skill, and nothing's gonna stop me. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna be able to conquer it within a few years. And when I first got into it, I thought, just give me a strategy, just give me the information that all these professional traders are using, because just that one piece of information will just allow me to start making a lot of money trading. That's what everyone believes. That's what everyone thinks is strategy. Give me the strategy. But little did I know I wasn't in a good mental headspace to be able to execute these trades perfectly. I was still having bad habits. I was still going out with my friends. You just turned 18, so the typical thing would be go out, have drinks, go out, stay out late. And I didn't notice an issue at the time because the forefront of my mind, it was just give me the strategy. I'm missing the piece of information. I'm missing the theory, because at school, that's all you're taught. You're taught the theory, you apply the theory. That's it. There's rarely anything that you do practically. So I thought, give me the theory, which is what everyone wants. Give me a strategy, give me a strategy. And that's what I was striving for. That's what I was trying to learn. But little did I know the habits outside of trading, going out drinking, I wasn't hitting the gym, I wasn't sticking to a good routine. There'd be times where I would be trading, I would know that there'd be no trades the next day. I would know, okay, there's no trades, the market's range bound, I'm not going to be entering any trades. So I'd just sleep in. I wasn't motivated, and then I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't sticking to my routines, which affected my performance. But at the time, I was stupid. I thought it's just down to strategy. Just give me the strategy. Strategy, strategy, strategy. And although it's significantly important to have a back-tested edge, to have a clear edge in the market, I wasn't aware that all the bad habits and things outside of trading were actually inevitably affected my performance, which was, so I genuinely thought strategy was the issue, but I was the issue. So when I joined the community and I got the strategy I wanted, or that I learned and paid for, I thought, yes, that's it. I'm going to start making instantly start making money. I'm learning a strategy. I'm learning from these professionals. But the first moment of realization, I realized that something isn't right, and there's something more than just strategy. Was the fact that at the end of the month, everyone would sit there and go, okay, what are we all sitting at for the end of the month? Bearing in mind, we're all trading the exact same strategy. We're all trading the same system. So I assumed we'd all be sat at the same results. But again, I was wrong. There'd be, at the end of the month, there'd be some people up 8%. There'd be some people break even. There'd be some people -5. I was sat at -3. I'm sat there thinking, hang on a minute. Is this a scam? Like, what? How come they're up 10% and they know the same knowledge as me and I'm down negative? And at the time I was confused because, again, like I just said, everything I thought was just giving the knowledge. But it turns out when reviewing trades, I was taking trades that weren't good, high probability setups. I was allowing the losing streaks to affect me mentally, which then affected my decision making. And the decision making, I wasn't taking clear trades. I was rushing into trades because I'd fear of missing out. I'd see a trade run off without me and there wasn't an entry to take, and I'd feel fear. I'd feel like, oh, I've missed out on this trade. I've got to get that money that I've lost. Or I'd take 3 losses in a row and I'd be so fearful to execute the next trade because I'm like, I don't want to take another trade. I'd talk myself out of it. So little did I know, again, it's down to the mind and down to the psychological aspects of trading. You could have a perfect system, but if you're not willing to execute it because you haven't become the edge outside of your trading along with, learning the knowledge, learning strategy, you're going to struggle. And like I said, that was the first realization for me where I thought there's more to this game than just knowledge, more to this game than just education. And then that's where I had to rethink everything. So because of the struggle and because of putting two and a bit years into trading and still not getting anywhere, the bad habits were very, very prominent at this point. I was still, like I said, going out quite a bit. And I could escape the fact that I wasn't doing well because when I was drinking and when I was going out, because when you're having drinks and you're having fun and it's all fun and games with your mates, you can talk about how great you want to be and the things you want to do. But reality is you're running away from actually putting action in, changing things, trying to work on actually achieving them. So when I was having drinks and I was with my friends, I was telling them how successful I wanted to be and how the things I wanted to achieve. And imagine when we're here, imagine when we can buy this. And it's all fantasy in your head. And it got to a point where mentally you were escaping and running away from the fact that you're not where you want to be, and you thought you'd be closer to your goals than what you were. So that's where I hit rock bottom, in the sense that trading wasn't going well. Life hits you with circumstances where family deaths, you have problems in your life, and you were so far away from where you once thought you were going to be. You were the man you thought you were going to be. You're so far away, and that's where I thought, okay, some things need to change here. The bad habits outside of trading, it's not trading that's the issue. I'm the issue. I'm the one who controls when I execute, when I manage my positions, when I enter trades. I'm the one who controls the bad habits and the good habits. I'm in control of all this. So that's where I thought, after I was at rock bottom and I'm thinking, okay, things have got to change, I said to myself, I've got to come out the other side and start from scratch. Not necessarily knowledge-wise, but all the habits and all the programming that I had in my mind, I've got to restart from scratch. And that's what I did. So I looked completely at all the bad habits I was doing, because time went on and it got to a point where I knew something had to change. And I sat there and thought, what am I actually doing wrong? I know the knowledge. I can back test and get the data. I can demo trade and get the data. I can go back on demo for 2-3 months and I was getting good results. So I knew the stuff. I knew the knowledge. I knew the theory on how to trade. But again, it didn't come to the forefront of my mind, the bad habits I was having outside of trading. It was fine for all my friends because they were working for companies, they had jobs, they were at uni. So they were not having to perform day in, day out. Their money wasn't affected based on how they performed that day. They were getting paid either way. They could go into work hungover, they could go into work tired, and they're still getting salaried. But I would do the same habits as them and go out at the weekends, and I'd be tired, I'd be not reviewing my trades because I'm hungover from the night before and I'm demotivated because alcohol's took all your motivation away. And I started to think, okay, something needs to change. What are the habits I'm doing? And that was, I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't going out. I was going out too much. So I decided I'm going to cut these things down and cut them out completely. So I went 30 days where I didn't drink at all. I stayed focused and dedicated to learning trading, and not just learning trading, like I said, strategy wise, but learning trading psychologically, knowing my flaws. I found I was a lot more risk adverse. So how do I conquer that? Have set rules so I can work through when I have a couple of losers in a row. I'm not fearful to take those trades. And I realized if I work on myself outside of trading, as a person, I had flaws. I needed to work on them. So yeah, I decided to focus on going to the gym. So I spent a year then going to the gym, and the gym in itself helped me massively because it was the fact that I was doing something I didn't want to do for long-term gratification. I was in the gym day in, day out for the first 3-4 months, and there wasn't much visual change. You were lifting these heavy weights for no real reward. And it's the same with trading. You could be trading for 3 years and not see any real reward. But by turning up every day, improving and learning, you then, in the 8th, 9th, 10th month of going to the gym, people start saying, oh, you look like you put on some size, or you look like you've lost weight. But and they go, oh, how did you do that so quick? And it's like, well, I didn't do it quick. They're like, what changed? Nothing changed. I did the same thing day in, day out. And it got to the last few months that people started to realize. And it's the same with trading. I'll be going year upon year upon year, and people not seeing much results, or how's your trading? How's this? How's that? Not seeing much reward. But then it gets to a point where all that hard work comes back round, and it's down to your discipline outside of trading. Now, don't get me wrong. It's extremely important to learn the theory. It's extremely important to know how trading works. That's not what I'm saying. That's important. But what's equally as important that people don't talk about is how you are outside of trading. Like I said, it's a performance-based business. You could have the best football ability in the world. You could have the best skills. You could have the best strength. But if you're not working on yourself, your fitness, your mind, you're being in a positive headspace outside of football, you're not going to be a good player. You see that in the Premier League a lot of players that are exceptional talents, but they let themselves down. They can't stay at the top because they end up letting themselves down with the habits they have outside of the game. Same with trading. You can have the perfect strategy, perfect knowledge, but if you're letting yourself down with these negative habits, you're gonna struggle. So I hope that you guys get value from this video. I hope it helps, and realize that you can turn this stuff around. You got to keep working hard, keep motivated, working yourself outside of trading, learning strategy, learning the skill, and don't give up, and you'll get there. So yeah, hope you guys get value, and I'll see you in the next video.